No one likes the feeling of being used, especially when it's by someone you deeply love or care about in relationships, whether romantic or friendly. It can be incredibly frustrating when that person seems to constantly want something from you without reciprocating your feelings. You may begin to lose faith in the relationship, gradually feeling your self-worth erode, until finally, they leave you heartbroken. This could be someone who demands a lot of special privileges, but is always too busy to help when you need support. Or perhaps it's someone who constantly unloads their problems on you, expecting your advice and emotional backing day and night, but when you're in need, they're nowhere to be found, indifferent to your struggles. Maybe you feel your partner values your physical presence more than just spending time and talking. These are all signs you're in a relationship where the other person takes advantage of you. When a relationship feels one-sided, it's time to reassess its true value. Stoicism teaches us that not everyone we meet will stay, and not all relationships are worth our time and energy. We must learn to raise red flags and activate our inner alert system to recognize the signs of a toxic relationship in order to protect ourselves and maintain our mental and spiritual well-being. Stoicism is not just a philosophy of life. It is a way of living, empowering us to take pride in our resilience amidst life's storms. Above all, remember that your value is not determined by the judgment or acceptance of others, but by how you perceive and confront yourself. Before we proceed, I want you to commit to staying with me through this video, as everything here is essential. Focus your attention and mental strength on this journey until we reach the end. The first point to consider is being made to feel guilty. Have you ever felt the weight of someone's gaze, the heaviness of words tightening around your heart, suffocating you in a grip of sadness? In relationships where you're not a pillar, but merely a launch pad for someone else's selfish desires, guilt becomes one of the most insidious and toxic weapons. However, Stoicism shines a light on this dark path and reveals a way out, offering a new direction toward freedom and inner peace. People are not disturbed by events, but by their opinions about them, as Epictetus reminds us, a gentle melody soothing chaotic emotions. Why do we allow the thoughts and meanings imposed by others to dominate our lives? How can we hold firm in the storm without being swept away by emotions stirred up by someone else? Start by reflecting on yourself. Do these feelings of guilt truly represent who you are, or are they merely shadows of unreasonable expectations and demands? Marcus Aurelius, facing the storms of power and the trials of life, reminded us that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. In the pursuit of peace, we must learn to focus our attention on what truly matters to us, the values and principles we set for ourselves, not the baseless desires of others. When you begin to examine your emotions through the lens of freedom and choice, you not only free yourself from the chains of guilt, but also find the strength to confront and overcome any challenge. Are you ready now to face your fears and walk through them, no longer bound by unjust guilt, continuing on your path with a strong heart and personal resolve? This is not merely a spiritual journey, but a commitment to yourself, a firm decision to live a life unburdened by the judgments and expectations of others. It is a promise to yourself for a future where you hold the key to your own happiness and freedom. The second point is persistent disrespect. Take, for instance, the story of Jack, a man who is continuously disrespected at his workplace. Jack feels undervalued, his ideas disregarded, and he's even ignored when trying to contribute. The feeling of persistent disrespect takes a heavy toll on self-esteem, as we see in Jack's case. It leads him to question his own worth, slowly eroding his confidence. In relationships, disrespect can manifest in countless ways, from not listening when someone is speaking to outright dismissing their ideas. This behavior not only damages the recipient's spirit, but also destroys the foundation of mutual trust and respect essential to any healthy relationship. So, what should Jack do in this situation? Marcus Aurelius reminds us that you have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Jack must first understand that his value is not dependent on the judgments of others. He can practice self-restraint, refusing to let negative emotions dictate his actions. Jack should assertively and calmly communicate his desire and right to be treated with respect, maintaining both patience and composure throughout. For all of us, let's pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and acknowledge that respect is not just an abstract concept, but the solid foundation of every healthy relationship. It's the guiding light for those seeking genuine connection. When we truly respect one another, a remarkable transformation occurs. We invest trust and dignity into each other's souls, while also creating an image of ourselves as individuals filled with integrity, an identity we wish to share with those we love. Crucial moments with loved ones often leave a lasting impact, sometimes planting a deep sense of loneliness within us. Through the lens of Stoicism, we discover how to grasp complete independence and find our own guiding light in the darkness of isolation. Picture a tree that only provides shade when the sun is shining brightly, yet vanishes when storm clouds gather. This metaphor illustrates the nature of some human relationships. During peaceful times, they are there, basking in the benefits and comforts of the connection. But in the face of adversity, they disappear. This reveals not only the true nature of the relationship, but also challenges us to seek inner strength within ourselves. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "A happy life is one that is in accordance with its own nature." In this context, happiness cannot depend on those who only show up when the conditions are favorable. The key question is, are you seeking strength from external sources or from within? Stoicism teaches that self-control and independence are the keys to facing any challenge. When someone is absent during significant moments, it may be a difficult lesson, but it also presents an opportunity to grow inner strength and unlock your own potential. What truly matters is not their presence, but how we respond to their absence. Do you allow that absence to create an emptiness in your soul? Or do you fill that space with self-reliance and the ability to rise above? When you realize that your contentment and happiness cannot be taken by anyone or anything outside of yourself, you begin to live in alignment with the true nature of Stoicism. Remember, even if you feel alone when someone isn't there for you in your moments of need, it is precisely in those moments that you learn to stand tall on your own. Their absence, much like the disappearing shade in a storm, ultimately allows the light of resilience and inner freedom to shine through. Let's visualize our emotions as a garden, where each feeling represents a beautiful flower. In a situation where someone uses you without caring for your well-being, it's as if they only allow one flower to bloom, while the other flowers, your genuine needs and emotions, are left unattended and neglected. In such scenarios, the act of making you feel guilty is not just harmful behavior, it's a clear sign that this person isn't invested in your emotional garden. When confronted with guilt-inducing actions, ask yourself, is my garden being shaped by external conditions, and am I allowing others to define its worth through how they treat me? The answers lie in your own choices. Choose to tend to that garden in your way, nurturing the emotions and values that truly matter to you, letting them flourish and bloom naturally. Just as a well-tended garden reflects the care and attention it receives, so too will your inner self when cultivated with respect, self-worth, and resilience. Imagine tending to a mental garden where every thought and feeling is a delicate flower needing protection from the negative influences of the outside world. This process of recognizing and safeguarding your inner space requires awareness and determination. It's crucial to remember that we have control over how we tend to and nurture this mental garden. Stoicism doesn't teach us to become numb or indifferent to our emotions, but rather to accept and cultivate them consciously, refusing to let them be damaged by the indifference or negative actions of others. So how will you care for and protect your mental garden in difficult moments? How will you reaffirm your self-worth when faced with challenges? These are essential questions that each of us must answer as we cultivate the diverse and rich landscapes of our inner selves. Imagine you're running a marathon with no finish line. You're not running for joy, for health, or for any personal gain, but simply to outrun others. When you realize someone is using you, especially in a relationship defined by unhealthy competition, it's important to ask yourself, what am I really trying to achieve, and who is benefiting from this race? Unhealthy competition can turn relationships into power games, where understanding and respect are absent. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living a virtuous life, where the goal isn't to defeat others, but to conquer our own weaknesses, fears, and inflated ego. Use this time to reflect on your true value, which isn't based on surpassing someone else, but on your progress compared to who you were yesterday. The question isn't, how many people have I beaten, but rather, how have I grown? When you start evaluating yourself by your own standards and personal development, you not only find peace and happiness, but also open space for healthier relationships where competition is no longer the focus. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future." As we delve deeper into Stoic philosophy and focus on personal growth and ethical living, we become stronger in facing those who only seek to exploit us without truly caring. We also evolve into leaders who foster healthier, more balanced environments for those around us. Remember Epictetus's advice, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You have the power to reshape your journey and restore your self-worth. Use Stoic philosophy as a tool to navigate not only the times when you feel taken advantage of, but also the daily challenges of life, to become the true master of your existence. In life, we often encounter relationships where people focus solely on competition, using us as a means without genuine care. However, Stoic philosophy provides us with valuable approaches for handling such situations. Even though endless competition can lead to stress and anxiety, Stoicism encourages us to foster cooperation, set boundaries, and maintain our self-respect to avoid neglecting ourselves. Most importantly, I want to express sincere thanks to all the viewers who have taken the time to watch this video. Your support is invaluable, and we appreciate you being here. Please continue supporting us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel so you won't miss more insightful content on Stoicism. Stoic philosophy highlights the contrast between constant competition and personal indifference. This is a crucial moment to pause and reflect on how we create value in our lives and in our relationships with others. Before we move on to the next lesson, I want to thank you again for your time and support. Your presence is a priceless motivation for us. Please continue supporting by liking, sharing, and staying with us until the end to explore more on this topic. Now, let's focus and direct your attention to the next type of person. Imagine a conversation as a vibrant two-way street filled with thoughts, experiences, and emotions. In a healthy relationship, this street is bustling with mutual exchange. But when someone is only using you without genuinely caring, that street turns empty and one-sided. It's important to remember that relationships can only thrive when both parties are truly engaged and invested in each other. Mutual care and attention are the cornerstone of maintaining any relationship. However, when faced with someone who only seeks to take advantage of you, that once dynamic exchange quickly becomes a one-way path. In today's world, a lack of personal attention from others is not just a simple roadblock in relationships. It presents a deep psychological challenge to our sense of self. Marcus Aurelius taught that we should not rely on others to define our self-worth. When someone doesn't invest in our life, emotions, or needs, it can be an opportunity to demonstrate independence and self-reliance. Imagine being in a relationship where the other person never listens to you, disregards your thoughts and feelings, and sees you only as a tool for their personal gain. In moments like these, feelings of abandonment and a lack of appreciation can creep into your mind. But Stoicism teaches us not to let such situations weaken our confidence and autonomy. Instead, we can view them as a chance to focus on self-growth and refuse to depend on others for validation. Ask yourself, why should my value depend on someone else? And what can I learn and grow from in their absence? As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. While we cannot change other people, we can change how we respond and manage difficult situations. That's the true power of self-control and personal improvement. Promises made but not kept are like a performance on a stage, where words are actors and actions the forgotten script. In the world of Stoic philosophy, ethics and motivation are built on patience and responsibility. Breaking promises is not only a betrayal to others, but also to ourselves. Those who use us without genuine care often make promises they cannot fulfill. They may create an atmosphere of trust, only to shatter it later. Broken promises cause more than disappointment. They deeply wound trust and emotions. Yet, according to Stoicism, betrayal isn't just what others do to us, it's also what we do to ourselves when we fail to keep our word. In these moments, Stoicism encourages us to acknowledge and take responsibility for our actions, to learn from our mistakes, and to strive to improve in the future. Everyone has experienced the pain of a promise unfulfilled. It can be incredibly painful and erode our trust in others. But how should we handle our emotions in such situations? Stoic philosophy offers a different perspective, encouraging us to accept and manage our feelings calmly and rationally. Acknowledging and taking responsibility for keeping promises is a valuable opportunity for us to grow in maturity and ethics. It's not just about learning from mistakes, it's about demonstrating loyalty and respect for others, while enriching our own spirit in the process of self-development. In the journey of life, promises between ourselves and others are not just commitments, they are also pledges to ourselves and to creating a better, more ethical community. A healthy relationship requires more than just interaction. It demands sincerity, responsibility, and respect for what has been agreed upon. When we honor our promises and follow through on our commitments, we not only reinforce trust but also affirm our reliability and personal integrity. What do you think about this topic? Your insights could be the light that guides someone else. Share your thoughts in the comments below this video, and together let's seek deeper understanding of life through the lens of Stoic philosophy. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found it helpful, don't forget to hit like, share it with others, and remember to subscribe so you won't miss out on more valuable content.